Hi there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to the TGIF Talks, episode 99. I'm Joe, my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Yes.
Well, let's roll the intro. Wow, such enthusiasm. Does this still work on Windows 11? It certainly does. All right.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're always glad you came.
These podcasts are broken down into 4 parts. First, we have how our weeks have been, followed by the news, followed by your comment, followed by a random fourth topic. Today's random fourth topic will either A, be podcast 100, podcast 101, or
102.
What?
102.
Well, I mean, whatever comes after, whatever's going to come after 100, whatever.
101.
So 101, 102.
I mean, I guess you could skip 101 and go to 102.
No, we don't need to confuse people already. Why this whole, people don't realize this podcast started at 31.
That is true.
It's already confusing enough.
Yeah, we'll just start at 102.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover. Not a lot of news, not a lot of comments, but there's a lot to cover this podcast. So we'll have to keep things brisk and keep things moving. So the last 2 weeks, what have you been doing?
Breathing. Trying to stay alive.
Staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. What a depressing life.
I know, right?
You saw Thor, though, right?
That was like 2 weeks ago.
That's within the time barrier, my friend.
Oh, I think that's last week. This last week.
Ah, see, there we go. It's last week, therefore within the time frame. So
It was the week before, though. Not last week, the week before.
why? Why do you have to make my life? Give it a rating at least, so that people know.
Yeah. What was it, 2 weeks ago? Saturday?
Yeah, well, give it a rating. What?
A rating?
Yeah, a rating.
I give it like a 1.7 on
Oh,
a scale of 1 to 2.
oh. What a
On a scale of 1 to 2, I give it a 1.7.
So what a rug pull there. 1.7. Oh, I was
1.7? Like, what? Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 2.
so a 7.
Yeah.
what a rug pull. That was pretty good.
Actually, I think, so that's just above average, yeah, because, so 1 is bad, yeah, so 1.5, yeah, 7.
What a rug pull.
I think I do it on a scale of 1 to 5, say like a 3 or something,
Right.
or like a 4.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, let's do it on a scale of 1 to 2, it just seems like even worse.
Yeah. So you had my brain going like, oh my god, a 1.7. So I'm either thinking, out of 10, which is really bad, or out of 5, which is bad, but not horrendously bad. But then you're like out of 1 to 2, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's it's all right, because I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd see it again.
Ah, well, you're not invited, by the way.
Why? Would I be interrupting your date?
It's not a date, and no.
So if I'm not interrupting, why can't I? Just tell me what seat you get, and I'll buy a seat next to you.
Oh, so you can sit next to the poopy guy?
What?
Did I tell you about my last time we went to the movies?
No.
All right. So last time we went and saw Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah,
It was Rooster, her, and myself.
that was
And
alright movie.
huh?
That was a decent movie. It was
Yeah.
alright.
Oh. My Blu-ray is gonna show up here soon. Anyways,
Ooh,
not that we couldn't just go watch it on Disney Plus right now.
yeah.
Anyways, well, I think soon. Soon as in August. Anyways, so I'm thinking to myself like, so Rooster and her sit together, and I'm sitting next to her, but in the next seat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wait, are you in the couple's seat or are you in the seat?
no,
Kinda-
I'm by myself. And so the theater starts filling up, and for about a few minutes before it starts, this schmuck strolls up, sits right next to me.
Oh, in the couple's seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like elbow to elbow with you.
Yeah, and I'm looking over, and I'm kind of like glancing over, like, what in God's name are you doing? Because here's my shtick, right? Here's where society also plays a role. You don't go out to restaurants or fast food and eat by yourself. It's just not something you do. I just did the other day. I hated it. Cause it's
Where'd you go?
I was at Subway. And I didn't want to eat in my car, and I
I
had
think
time.
it's alright to eat by yourself. I mean, what about, does the union count as eating by yourself?
Well, see, in college, I ate by myself a lot.
Exactly. So
It was, and I still hated it because when I first started in college, it was the worst because I realized that the only time eating in public by yourself, because I realized the only times I ever eat, I had never really eaten by myself in public before.
yeah.
That was never a thing. That you were always at lunch or anytime you had dinner someplace, you were with people. Usually your parents or your siblings, something. You were never really eating.
Something.
Or you were in your car or something. You never.
Oh, you said something, not someone. Usually you're with something.
Oh, you're always there with someone. Okay, you
Or
eating in public or a thing. Yeah, eating in public just by yourself just wasn't something you did, and then you get to college and holy crap, that's all you do, and it's like well, this is depressing. And it sucks.
Welcome
in
to college.
Well, in college it's okay because you can just put your laptop up and put some headphones in. You look weird, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, prop it up, put headphones in, watch some house, and
You're good to go.
you just zone everything out. But I didn't have my headphones and with me, and so I couldn't just watch a YouTube video or something. Plus, I don't have Wi-Fi, and I don't have unlimited data. Which, by the way, since then, so this was like a month ago.
Something cut out
What do you mean?
on my end.
Can you hear me now?
Well, yeah, I hear you now. It was like for 2 words I couldn't hear.
Oh, I think I fumbled with a cord. What was I saying before the 2 words?
Something about eating by yourself. You put headphones in and you're fine.
Oh, right. So you just zone out, it's whatever, no big deal. But so I was which was fine. That's all you did in college. But then now I'm out of college. I didn't have my laptop with me. I don't have Wi-Fi. I don't have unlimited data. I don't have my headphones with me. So I can't look at Reels and I can't look at YouTube. So all I've got is Twitter and Instagram, which, by the way, in the last month, you cannot just look at regular posts. They're not a thing anymore. Everything is a reel. Everything is a video. Even though it's just a picture, it's classified as a video or something. It's weird. You go to
Really?
I go to my Discover page, and there's a meme about looks like Coco. You click on it. Okay, you look at the meme. What? Why did it? You look at the meme, right? And you're like, oh, okay, whatever. You scroll the next one. It's a video. The next thing's a video. And you're like, okay, maybe it's just that one. Next one, another video. It doesn't look like it, but it's a GIF. Go to and then it's an ad, and then it's a reel, and then look, I scrolled through 5 posts to finally get an actual photo, just a regular photo, and then it's another reel, and then it's another ad, and then another reel, another reel. Oh look, finally another post. It seems like they fixed it, but there was one day where you would just scroll. And it was just reels and GIFs and videos and ads. There weren't any regular posts. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, that'd be nice if they separated it.
They did! Until lately, they just slowly merged them all together. Which, I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, they're kind of, they're trying to copy TikTok, right? And so, like, they're trying to feed you all of their TikTok replacement stuff. So these reels and videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it is what it is. Anyways. So, I'm sitting in the subway eating by myself, and it's just not... It's not great. I don't want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how did we get onto this? Because there was a greater point to be
made. Well,
made.
originally you were talking about going to the movies.
Right.
And eating, and
right.
Why do you get a seat by yourself?
So, eating by yourself, another taboo. Going to the movies by yourself, big taboo. Now, in other places, I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Like in California, or at least other states where they don't have Marcus theaters, and so that, you had stadium seating.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that being okay, because it's, you can have a seat to yourself.
Yeah, it's like Marcus in the old days.
Yeah, Marcus in the old days. But now Marcus has the couple seats. So now because they know how taboo it is for people to go by themselves. People don't go to movies by themselves. But this
The only time it's weird is if you go with a group of 3. Or like an odd number.
Right, which is what happened this time.
Because then someone's by themselves.
Right, which is what happened this time. And I'm sitting in a seat by myself. I've never had anybody ever buy the seat next to me. Not that I can remember. I'm sure it's happened. Because I think it's happened to Kyle.
Was it all full?
No, but we're in the center, right? We're in prime seating.
Yeah, maybe that's why, though. You wanted prime seating.
Well, either way, this schlup comes and sits next to us. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why? Like, I know it's prime seating, but there were seats, actually, if I'm not mistaken, there were seats in front of us that were open.
You don't want to be one row up.
And I'm like...
Go on. You're going to talk about this schmuck.
So he sits down. And I'm like, okay, this is weird and awkward. This is kind of like right when COVID was kind of ending, back in April. And so I'm like, I was just getting used to not wearing a mask everywhere. And I'm like, Anyways, so we get through the movie, and Doctor Strange, spoilers, has jump type scares. Like, a lot of people would say they're not jump scares, but there are spots where it's like, whoa, okay, that's not normal for like a normal superhero movie, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like when they're going through the tunnel and it collapses and they stare at the door and they're like, is she dead? And then freaking she like pops her head out through the door or something or whatever. That was a jump scare. For all intensive purposes. Well, anyway.
Sure.
Huh?
Sure. I didn't really particularly find it scary, but I see what you mean.
Right. I mean, I watch scary movies and they don't even faze me, so it's what it is. Sometimes, they'll catch you off guard if you're not paying attention. But
yeah.
Apart from that, you're like, oh, boo, woohoo. Anyways, so this guy jumps, like, way more, which causes me to jump. Because, I'm not expecting, the people around me to jump. And this guy jumps, causes me to jump. And about a few seconds later, I get this whiff. I'm like, did this guy just soil his freaking pants? Because that's what it smelled like. Not a fart. Like actual human feces. I'm like, well, this is going to be a rough hour and a half. Or 2 hours. Whatever's left in the movie.
Yeah.
And every single time he jumped, because he did it quite a bit. Every time they did in the movie, he jumped. You got this whiff for a few minutes. And I just think to myself, I now see why you're at the movies by yourself. And I now see why you bought a seat between two groups of people.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. You could tell. I learned so much about this person by the way he looked, by the way he jumped, by the way he smelled, and by the place and by where he picked his spot. I learned a lot about this guy. I learned a lot. Never spoke a word to the man, but I learned a lot.
Yes.
And God, people, don't ever do that. If you can't get into the movie, just wait something. Go to a different day. And find somebody to go with. Don't do what this guy did. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Not worth it for the other people. I'm trying to think if there's other situations where doing it by yourself, I shouldn't say by yourself, doing other events by yourself is taboo. Oh, I would say mini golf or golf.
Oh, yeah.
You don't do this, but laser tag.
Laser tag?
Unless you're Barney Stinson. That's something you do
Who
by
does
yourself.
laser tag by themselves?
I don't know. They're weird people. Barney Stinson apparently played laser tag by himself.
Maybe.
But
bowling's kind of a sport that people,
but if you're
practice recreationally.
See, I can see that if you're good at it.
Yeah.
If you're not good at it.
If you're not good at it, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like,
It's
if you're out there, barely getting a spare, it's like, okay.
My big issue with bowling is I don't have a lot of wrist strength. So.
It's hard to hold the ball.
Yeah. So, I gotta work out. And then I feel like I could get some power behind my bowls. But then I can work on being precise. But right now, I don't have the power. I gotta I don't have the power. Golf, I just need to go out on the range, actually.
Yeah.
With clubs that are properly sized for me. And do it. Anyways, so I think golf I can excuse going by yourself, especially if you're going to the driving range. Whether you suck or not, no one's really going to pay attention. They're paying attention to their own thing. But bowling, especially since it's a lot of groups, they're going to be looking at you. Anyways, so yeah, people, don't go to movies by yourself. Just don't do it. Or if I ever, if ever in the future, this YouTube thing becomes famous, I'm sitting at a movie and some schlup fan comes to sit next to me by the movie by themselves, I'm gonna look at them and I'm gonna be like, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you Dr. Sheep?" After the movie, I'm like, "You just sat there by yourself. Do you really really want to, have the fan moment right now, like, did you watch Podcast 99? Do you remember? You didn't see Podcast.
You were on it.
Huh?
You were on it.
You should watch Podcast 99, the first segment, because you're a menace. You're
A menace to society.
Yeah, you're a menace to society, my friend. Well, anyways.
Your mother should be proud.
Oh, man. All right. Move on to the second segment.